What is going on, everybody? Brad here from the Jurassic Park podcast, and welcome to Let's Talk Jurassic, where we talk about all kinds of Jurassic topics. Tonight, we actually have no solid, concrete topics to discuss. I thought about putting some stuff together, but you know what? I figured let's just open up the lines, see what people want to talk about, whether it's the films, Jurassic World Dominion, anything about the production you want to talk about. If you want to talk about toys, Mattel toys, if you want to talk about the music, if you want to talk about Jurassic World Live Tour, whatever you want to talk about. Think of some ideas. We're gonna start discussing that stuff pretty soon. Put them over in the chat, and we'll get to talking about it. But yeah, so I wanna talk real quick about our episode this week. So I don't know if anybody sent in audio. Maybe some of you in there did, probably. But this past week for episode 223, guys, we have 223 episodes. Well, actually, we got way more than 223. There's like 270, 80, something like that total. But in the main topic episodes, number 223 is the Jurassic Mailbag with Jennifer Evans. And, we get together. If you guys don't know what that is, if there's anybody new out there, we get together and talk about whatever you guys want to hear, sort of like this. And we have people call in, we have people leave us emails, voicemails, whatever it may be, and we discuss all those things. So this past week, we talked about Jurassic World Dominion, and I see some people already talking about Dominion in the chat there. But we talked all about Jurassic World Dominion and played like over 20 voicemails. It was a really long episode. We had a blast doing it, and I think it was a pretty fun episode. Jen debated how to pronounce Dominion many times, so we discussed that for a while. Jen talked about Bryce's hair. Finally, we didn't get to talk about that until this past week. Yeah, there was just a lot of discussion about Dominion, how excited we are, what do we think it means, what does everybody else think it means. So it was a pretty fun episode, and it was like over 2 hours. So if you guys are into that kind of thing, that's what we have on the podcast feed. Go to JurassicParkPodcast.com. You can find our show notes for all the episodes. Episode 223 is up there, I think. I uploaded that. Did I? Yeah, I did. I definitely did. It's like mostly a one-man show here, so I gotta remember if I did all these things. And somebody seems to be very excited about toys. You don't need to type it 45 times. I got it. We'll definitely talk about that. Yeah, go to Drum there as well. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can listen on our website, wherever else you want to find podcasts. And here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. I'm like reading your stuff as I'm talking and laughing. Make sure to subscribe, share this stuff around. But yeah, all right. Let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So let's talk about toys. I feel like toys. Raptor Squad over here is like, you know what? I want to talk about toys. So no sense in spamming it. Chill out with that. But we're gonna talk about toys. And I actually have one right here. I actually just got today. So this is the Sound Strike Edmontosaurus. So I just got this one today, and it is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. I'm really digging this one. So it has the spinning, the rotating, and obviously the sound. What I love about these Mattel toys is the fact that they have like the stomping and like just like attack sounds as well as like the roaring and everything. It just sounds like they're like destroying trees left and right. But I love that. I like this thing. I think the paint is really cool on it, to be honest. I think like let's see, where's the camera? I think it's, oh my god, I can't figure out which direction to go. I really like the paint job, to be honest. I think it's pretty cool. It's got that brownish, light brown body with the darker grayish blue color on the body, which is pretty cool. I like that actually a lot. It goes all the way down the tail. There's a stripe. No, there's not a stripe. And then the head's got a lot going on as well. You have this like teal color on the face. The eyes are yellow there, and the crest is yellow as well. So it's pretty cool. I like that thing a lot. I really like that. So mine does have an issue, so guys, please pay attention. I've seen this on, which you can't really tell here, but if you take a look at the eyeball is not painted on there correctly, which seems to be an ongoing issue with these Mattel toys, unfortunately. They do a great job. I think they look pretty good, for the price point and everything, but those eyes are just almost... Sometimes it seems like they're almost never painted on correctly. That's not always the case, but it just, time and time again, especially when your people are sending you images and feedback and stuff all the time, it seems like a lot of the complaints are the eye is not painted on correctly. And it's a pretty big concern. This is not a toy that I just went to the store and grabbed. So I wasn't able to check myself, which usually in most cases I'll be like, all right, I'll set that one aside and I'll wait for one that's good, or I'll, scour the rack and see if there's a good one in there. You don't have the opportunity to do that when you buy off of Amazon. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not too much of a stickler, to be honest, about the eyes. And this one, despite it not being painted on correctly, from here, you could never tell whatsoever. Especially with the way this thing's painted. You really can't tell all that much. But still, just if you're a stickler, it may look right, but just really look closely because it's not. It might not be, but the other side's fine. But this is a cool toy. I like this thing a lot. You can see on the back, it's got that swivel action on there, which I really like about these Primal Attack ones. Pretty cool. Up and down as well. You can see my face back here, hiding behind the toys. So that is my newest pickup here. I'm liking it. Literally just got it today. Primal Attack stuff, I mostly like. I think I mostly like it, and I like the background back here. I think this looks really cool. Not too much of a fan of whatever's going on, like with this dynamic here on the box itself. The Primal Attack logo. Where is it? It's over here. All like that. I can't even figure out where to point. It's okay. But I love the background image. I think that looks pretty cool. But this is a fun one. Did anybody else out there pick this one up? Just checking through the comments here. Let's see. So what does anybody want to talk about the toys? Here we have Red Apple here. Who seems to be new. So, hey, what's going on? This is something we do. We do it every Wednesday night around 9:30-ish. 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in that range. And we do a live stream every week. And usually it's comprised of like images and all kinds of crazy stuff going on the side next to me. But like I said, today I just took it simple. Red Apple says, I want to tell you this ahead of time because I want to talk Mattel and I'm furious. Okay. So if you're furious, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I have no problem with you being furious. So everybody's got a different dynamic when it comes to appreciating these toys or not. And that's fair because there are issues. But I think overall, I'm very happy with the Mattel toys. And if you listen to the show, you know that. And, we recently, I don't know if Red Apple here listened to our episode. If you're new here, you might not have, but we did an episode with Mattel a few weeks back. We had a bunch of the team members who actually bring this line to life and people who market it all on the episode together. There was like 5 of them and myself. And we talked about like the history of the Mattel Jurassic line and, their thought process behind making a lot of the toys, and some reveals and stuff like that along the way. But I think it's pretty good. Yes, there are some things that you might want to be furious about, whether it's mispaints on the eyes and stuff like that, and lack of humans and vehicles and stuff like that at this point in time. But yeah, I think there's plenty that you could be mad about, but I don't really have anything to be mad about. Um, but I don't know if you voiced it yet, but let me know. Let me know. We got, let's see here. Oh, I scrolled way too far. Going back up. I got a really sensitive mouse. Genozoic Artist says, if Mattel were to invent their own storylines to help justify producing figures of characters in off-movie years, would you be for it? Absolutely. Yes, I would totally be for that. I think that is 100% a great route to go. Yeah, that's muted. Because we kind of want toys that you can build stories with. That's always what I did. And I think stuff like Dino Trackers and, Evil Raiders, like lines like that really help you expand your creativity and your imagination. And it's just more fun. Like, it's just fun. And all the toys from the old days, the Kenner days, a lot of them were very vibrant and very different than their film counterparts. Roland Tembo, for instance, Dieter Stark, and some of the later, figures like the Alan Grants that had like crazy silver suits and like contraptions on the arms, and most of these figures had some weird backpack or giant grappling gun or something like that, or Alan Grant with the atomic bomb. What? He had an atomic bomb. So stuff like that is wild and different. It doesn't have to adhere to a film. I think that is a great route to go. And I don't know why they haven't necessarily taken that route, but they kind of have in a way with the different lines, the Dino Rivals and now the Primal Attack. They are going for their own stories in a way. With the Dino Rivals, it's all about battling, and you had the cards where you could justify who could battle who, and Primal Attack is all about new features for attacking and battling and stuff like that, and there is a new vibe to it. But we need that story base, and the thing that really sells the story is the humans, right? We need humans to go along with that story. So I think that's something that and you hear them talk about the fact that they want these things out there. Even in our podcast, they said, yes, humans are coming. They will be coming. They just didn't really indicate when. Most likely, I'm assuming Jurassic World 3's, go. Once that movie starts producing toys, probably April next year, like they did with Fallen Kingdom, maybe that's when we get new humans. But you hear from them and they say, what do you guys want to see? And you want to see humans. We understand that. And I think that they understand. They get it. It's just that the retailers don't care. The retailers don't want it. And, that could be like a roundabout issue where it's like, if they didn't sell because they didn't make good humans. That is an argument you could make. I think they made fine humans for the first round. We had everything we really wanted right away with the Alan and Ellie and Ian and Muldoon and Owen and Claire, Claire to a certain extent. And we did get some mercenaries and stuff like that. And what else did we get? Zia. So that, and Wheatley. So we got a lot of stuff. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't sell those so that they're like, the stores are like, we're not going to ask for more. We're not going to ask for more toys or more humans. So Mattel doesn't produce them for them because they don't want them. I would love it if Mattel opened up their site and said, "Oh, you guys want humans? Here you go." They don't need to be retailers exclusives. I don't know. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they have to be a retailer thing. But to sell these things in a store that they own, or a storefront online that they own, it seems key. Like, you could just do that, and then we would all buy these toys. But yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Franklin, and on our episode, they didn't really have any idea, or they wouldn't say when Franklin's coming. So yeah, that's upsetting. But as far as those storylines, I think when you add humans to the mix, storylines can be vibrant and exciting. And I think if you did come up with crazy, wild figures, human figures that you could put in a pack with a crazy vehicle and a dinosaur, I think people would buy those things if they were more available. You start to see those things in like Kohl's or like some other, like, I don't know, some random place, but you don't really see them often in the big stores. The Target right now, it's Target and Walmart. That's like the big spot. And Target never really had those outside of the story packs, but that really wasn't what we were looking for exactly. And Walmart is sort of, if they have toys, they're doing it with the breakout baryonic set thing that they made, which was pretty awesome. And that's exactly what we want. We want little packs with a dinosaur, and many compies were in there, and then little computer and a motorcycle and a figure. That's exactly what we want. So do more of that. Sell these wild ideas with, like, dino trackers and evil raiders, weird stuff like that. And I think people would be all over it. I really, really do. Because I think people want to build their own stories. So yeah. Let's see here. Corey, what's up, Corey? I like your joke there about Raptor Squad wanting to talk about toys. Yeah, I should probably double check this. Raptor Squad. Raptor Squad, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill. I don't want to have to boot you. Let's go back up here. Oh, look, I didn't even see Genozoic Artist comment, think dino trackers, if need context. Yeah, exactly what I just said. Jurassic Ghostbusters, what's that? I mean, I would be down for that. Oh, Jurassic Souls here. What's going on? Thank you for the super chat. Man, you dude, you're coming through. I love it. Thank you. You said, "Yo, hey, what would you like to see in the snow in Jurassic World Dominion? And what do you think Bryce is doing in New Zealand?" That is a very, very good question. You know what? While we're here, let me see if I can get some inside not really inside information, but let me ask around. So I'm asking right now. I'm asking, what do you think Bryce is doing in New Zealand? Definitely spelled that wrong. All right, so let's see what we can find out. On air. Sorry, dead air there. But thank you, Jurassic Souls, for that. What do I think she's doing? Like, personally, what do I think she's doing? She celebrated her birthday, right? So this could just be a birthday trip out to New Zealand, right? I guess she could just be in New Zealand for her own sake. Sam Neill is a New Zealander, right? Like, he's from New Zealand, right? So maybe she meeting up with him and checking out his wine. I don't know. I don't think I've heard anything about Jurassic World Dominion filming there. So, maybe they could be, but I think they're going over to London right now, as far as I know. So I think they're gonna go to London and film some stuff. I don't know. She hasn't really seemed to be involved yet. So they finished Canada. They finished their Victoria Island. Is that what it was called? No, Vancouver Island. Um, so yeah, as far as our insider knows, Bryce is vacationing, and that's kind of what I assumed. Um, so let me respond back here. Um, but yeah, so it seems like she's maybe just vacationing. So maybe she met up with Sam Neill. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with Jurassic, and it seems like she's just vacationing, probably for her birthday or whatever. Um, but she apparently is heading to the UK this week. So it seems like Bryce will be involved with Jurassic World 3 at this point in time. So, like I said, she hasn't been involved in the filming out in Canada, in British Columbia. So that's interesting. We didn't see her out there, and we knew Chris Pratt was out there. We know Maisie was out there. I don't know. Was anybody else out there? I'm blanking on that, but pretty interesting. They were filming out in the cold, out in the snow. Very shortly. That was it. How much did they get in a matter of like a week? I don't know. I mean, of course, we don't know what the extent of the rest of the filming is going to be. What do we know? We know London. It's going to be a lot of stuff in London, which, anything that's out there could just, I don't know if like the extent of everywhere they're going out there, but what do you call it? Pinewood, where the big studio out there where they film. Maybe there could be a lot of indoor stuff that they're treating as outdoors for nighttime or something. Maybe they'll pipe in some snow into the studio. So I don't know. But it seems like a very minimal amount of time for it to matter too much in the film. Right? I mean, it seems like it's been very minimal as far as like what they can cover in the film with the snow. Does it seem like maybe it's just like Owen and Maisie just like, saying, "Hey, we got to go. We got to go." Like, are there going to be dinosaurs in the snow? I hope so. But like, man, that filming was so quick. Maybe they did a lot in a matter of a week. It's possible, I guess. But a lot of the cast wasn't out there, so I'm just confused. Getting some streaming issues here. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that there's a lot out there for snowy conditions, and what do I want to see from dinosaurs in the snow? It's a good question. Um, I I just want, I don't know. I would love to see the like a Rex out in the snow or something like that. I think that would be fantastic. Um, I don't know if you guys remember, but like a bunch of weeks back, there was that like police tweet about like a large boulder the size of a small boulder, like in the middle of a highway or something like that. And I like took out something from the picture and then I put the Rex in there, and I'm like, that looks beautiful. It was a snowy backdrop and everything, and it just has a great vibe. I would love to see the Rex out in the snow. I would really love that. I would love to see the Raptor blue, I guess, because as far as we know, there's not any others. But with these movies, they could just be like, there were other Raptors, and then you're like, okay, I guess there's other Raptors. Definitely, I'm in. Um, but I I would love to see like Raptors running through the snow and some sort of blending. We don't really know. Um, Yeah, there's as far as we know, there's no dinosaurs that are like blending in, like a camouflage or anything like the Indominus did. And of the dinosaurs that escaped, I wouldn't really say any of them had like snow camo or anything like that as far as their designs are concerned. Um, yeah, I don't think so. But I would love to see a dinosaur that kind of blends into the background. And maybe it is like a Stegosaurus or a Triceratops or something like that. Because they are kind of like grayish, greenish, like dull grays, it seems like. So it would maybe be cool to see them blend in or something like that. And if you do follow along with other material, you'll know that they are experimenting farther with different attributes on these dinosaurs, not just the Indominus Rex. So, there's a potential that there could be some other species out there that are, camouflage enabled. um, and honestly, like, all it takes is for them to be like, well, Dr. Wu did test on this creature, for camouflage, for any kind of condition. And all they would need to say is like, look, didn't you know that Mizrani built, a big facility for snow dinosaur exhibits? And then you're like, oh, okay, definitely, I'm in. I like that idea. And then it's sold. And then you realize, okay, yeah, that's why there's, a snowy conditioned dinosaur out there. So I would definitely be all about that. I'm not a huge fan of like retconning like this information, but it has to happen in a film. If it happens in a film and they explain it in a film, I'm good with it. If they're saying this stuff in a tweet, I don't really like that. I don't like it if like, Bayona's like, or whoever said it, Colin, there were more dinosaurs in the container that you didn't see, or whatever they said. Like that's just kind of like an easy way out to explain that we had Nasutoceratops in there the whole time. And you're like, oh, well, that's kind of that was a disappointing reveal. You just told me in a tweet? Oh, okay. Well, I would like them to say these things in the film, and I think there's that, it's a little bit of just back and forth with some characters. Yeah, I definitely want to see the inclusion of dinosaurs that maybe blend into the territory. And this doesn't have to be the beginning of the film, what they did out in the snow. This could be a facility. Say, for instance, it's a facility out there somewhere in the world that for some reason Maisie in her like baggy jeans and like backpack and looks like a Dino Trackers like patch on her shoulder, and a hat, a knitted hat or whatever. Maybe they went out there to infiltrate something, but I don't know why you would take Maisie. That sounds like a crazy idea. But maybe they were out to go investigate something. I don't know. So maybe it's not where they live. Maybe it's not California. But I don't know. I would like to see how that plays in. I hope that there's other dinosaurs out there. And the way you could introduce other dinosaurs as far as camouflage abilities and stuff like that is if it's a different facility, right? So I think we covered that, Jurassic Souls. We got down to the bottom. It seems like Bryce is just vacationing. Yeah. So moving on here, let's see. Sorry, I know I'm skipping over some of the stuff here. Genozoic artist, coffee is not a toy. What do you mean? What do you mean coffee's not a toy? The Jurassic Souls, the Majungasaurus is kind of lit. Yeah, I agree. That thing's pretty awesome. I love that thing. I think it looks fantastic. I am all about the Majungasaurus and the Irritator. Yeah, Irritator. You know what I'm saying. Irritator. I think they look awesome. They look really cool. Did you know? Did Red Apple say anything about uh why? Okay, very far down. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Here's a different one off topic. BAA 848 says we need an open world game with survival or elements that is VR compatible in cutting edge graphics game engine. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, I think that would be something fun. I personally, I don't know about all of you guys, but I don't want to see which the survival game kind of scares me in that sense because I don't want to see shooting as far as killing dinosaurs goes. I don't really want any kind of game to be about that. And if it's a survival game, it's kind of like it's a little hard to do without that mechanic in the game. You know that it's kind of hard. I don't want that from a Jurassic installment game. I want the dinosaurs to be treated with respect and high regard, and I think something like Jurassic World Evolution did that certainly. But as far as a survival game, I don't know. I don't know how they could do that and treat the dinosaurs with respect and be cool about it. You know, it would be very difficult to pull off. I think it's possible, but I'm not the person for that. But I think in terms of treating the dinosaurs with respect and reverence and stuff, a VR compatible game could be interesting. Just a VR explore. Like honestly, like I know what we got with Jurassic World Evolution is that that realistic, real life park game. But I think in terms of a VR, like a VR version, I would like to see a VR game that the film. So the moment that Gray opens up the doors, I don't want to wait anymore, and the camera pans out over that park. I want to see that park. I want to see that park. And yes, Michael Pierce, our friend of the show here, created Jurassic World Explorer, which is it's essentially that minus I guess the VR element, but I want that. I want like the VR element added into that where you could put on the goggles and live your own Jurassic World experience to a T. Down to brick by brick. I want to see that park built, come to life, without the dinosaur. The what do you call it? The escapes. I don't really want that. I just want to see a full Jurassic World in its entirety. So I can go explore. I can walk down Main Street. I can go into the Starbucks or the Margaritaville or whatever. I want to go into these places and just see what they're like. I want to go into the IMAX theater, watch the show. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to walk into Winston's Steakhouse and have a steak. Pretend. I'll sit there and go like this if I have to. I just want to see these things in real life, and I think that's the best way to do it outside of Universal Beijing, where it's going to be similar, not the same, but they'll do their best. But I think a VR version would be awesome if you could just sit in there. It's kind of like Second Life Jurassic World, or like Jurassic World The Sims, or something like that. Jurassic World. No, I was gonna say like Minecraft, but that's like no, that's different. That's build your own. I want it to be pre-built. I don't want to build it. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to be able to walk into T-Rex Kingdom and go into that tunnel and just look out that window and just see the Rex just walking in the background. I would love that. Let's see here. Jurassic Expert, did you get the Edmontosaurus from Entertainment Earth pre-orders? No. I got it from Amazon. Just got it from Amazon. Um, yeah, it sounds like a carnivore. Yeah. So that following up from BAA 848, we need an open world game with survival horror elements. Um, yeah, I mean, how do you create that? How do you create a Jurassic World game without the killing aspect of the dinosaurs? To build a game without the killing of the dinosaurs is escaping enough. I don't know. Um, sorry, got sidetracked by the comments. I forgot. Oh yeah, Mon Air. Hey, what's up? Um, poor Franklin. Yeah, Jurassic Dave's in here. What's going on, dude? Is your voice okay today? Is it a little high pitch or is it lower? Did it lower since the mailbag episode? Oh gosh. Um, yeah, B Vito is saying unfortunately those kids that may have watched Jurassic Park before Jurassic World didn't have a connection to those human figures. Plus, like Mattel was saying, the human figures didn't sell well. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. But I don't know. I mean, the connection. It's an interesting. It's an interesting one. The connection with the property. Um, it's an evergreen property that it's never been out of style. Really, I don't think. People have always loved Jurassic Park. You say what you will about The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, but people have always loved Alan, Ellie, and Ian. They've been, big characters in the mainstream pop culture for a long time. So I don't know. I'm not sure why people wouldn't have liked those characters all that much. Even kids. I think there's plenty of adults out there that would have collected them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Matthew Hewell says, "What percent chance do you think we'll see Sorna in Jurassic World 3?" Uh, what percent chance? Um, that's a funny question. What is the percent that we'll see Sorna in Jurassic World Dominion? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb with Sorna and say zero. That's my theory. 0% chance. I think we'll get no chance. None. Not a chance. I don't think they care enough. I don't think. I mean, I think they care about the ongoing saga, but I just don't think they need that in their story. Right? They don't care enough to add that to this story. They didn't so far outside of a mention. So what do we need it for now? All right, so catching up here. I finally got to Red Apple. I'm back to your questions or your comments about the toys. So if you're still here, um, this is about being furious. So it says, away from me being furious from Toy Fair, since everyone positive about Mattel, hope Mattel makes more rubber dinos and creates. Uh, and I'm not saying no for 6 inch, but also create a retro 4 inch line like a throwback to Kenner. Um, yeah. So as far as Toy Fair is concerned, let me see if you said anything else here. I don't see anything. As far as Toy Fair is concerned, hold on. Yeah. Um, I could definitely see Toy Fair being a disappointment in a lot of people's eyes. Um, I don't necessarily think it was a disappointment per se. I just think it was not very surprising. There was not a lot of surprises. Um, some aspects definitely were disappointing, but as far as this, like the surprises goes, we didn't really get like, oh my god, that thing's here. Oh wow, this thing's there. Oh my god, we're getting this. So there wasn't a lot of that. It was more like, oh, it's cool to finally see that thing that we knew about. Oh, that's cool. I like that one. That's a new one. I like it. I expected to see more Primal Attack. So I think that was those were some expected things, was to see Primal Attack. And that's what we got. Yes, we did get to see the Indoraptor. No, excuse that. We did not see an Indoraptor. We saw the Indominus Rex, super colossal. So that was cool. We, kind of knew that was coming. The Feeding Frenzy was maybe the only brand new item, I think. So they didn't really branch out, which I was really shocked. I was shocked that there was no Amber Collection reveals. Shocked that they didn't even have them on display. It's kind of shocked that there wasn't more of a Camp Cretaceous presence. Yes, there were Camp Cretaceous toys on the table, and a lot of them were, but as far so I think when you start to think about, what we could have seen, what should we have seen? Yeah, that's definitely a disappointment. But what we saw was not disappointing by any means. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Red Apple. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm definitely not furious as you are, but the more rubber dinosaurs, I would say, keep your ear to the ground as far as the real field dinosaurs are concerned. I did bring that up in my discussion with them on the podcast. Go back and listen to that. And they did say like something like, they hear me, they hear you on this, they hear everybody out there. So keep your eyes peeled. Maybe something in the future. And I really, really like your idea, which is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, is the retro 4-inch line, like a throwback to Kenner, as you point out there. I think that would be a huge hit, I think there's room for that. I don't know what the deal is, like what they need to do to make that happen. It's probably a lot of paperwork, but and who knows, I don't know how they get those molds or how they redo those. I have no idea. But we're seeing that with Star Wars. They just revealed, even more stuff, I think, from Empire Strikes Back. And they're like the old retro toys. Like, you could have bought these. And even Ghostbusters, they're literally re-releasing like the toys that we had as kids. I have them. They're right back here, behind space. So they're re-releasing these things. So why are we not releasing retro Jurassic toys? I mean, in this day and age, we all want to relive our past and our own nostalgia. So everything that everybody has asked for is based off of Kenner, right? Everything, when we heard that Mattel was coming up with new Jurassic toys, everybody reached out to us. We asked people to submit stuff so we could put together a big video, and everybody based all of their ideas off of what we have. All my toys are up here. So, I see my real feel T-Rex and the Triceratops and the big bull T-Rex and stuff like that, and that's what we based our concepts off of for Mattel. So why not recreate these things? And the Humans, I have the Humans over here, and to re-release that initial line, it would be awesome. It would be awesome to see that. So maybe one day. I really think that'd be fantastic. Um, B Vito, I want to point out something you're saying here. Hopefully you're still in here, but so you or where did it go? I just scrolled and lost it. Oh, it says so. It's B Vito says I'm torn between unfollowing all the Jurassic news sites to avoid spoilers because the movie is still so far away, but I don't want to miss anything either. I totally get that sentiment. Like I feel the same way, and I am at one of those sites. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because you want to stay unsullied. You don't want to know anything about these movies. You want to stay clean and fresh when you go into the movie. But it's so tempting to look up all these set pictures and spoilers and synopsis and stuff like that. It's so tempting to look at these sites and read these things. So when it comes to our podcast, and it's kind of it's a struggle for YouTube because, say for instance, I'm like, hey guys, big spoilers coming up, big spoilers. And then, I start talking about them, and then somebody opens the feed and then starts watching, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't want to see that. I can't really control that. But as far as the podcast is concerned, as far as the podcast is concerned, I will leave spoilers at the end. Hey guys, all right, we're back. We got some spoilers for you. So that's how we treat the spoilers. And if there are spoilers on the website, it's not going to be something that you just see. You'll have to be able to click through to reveal whatever that is. We want to keep it a safe place for everybody. I hate it when spoilers are just posted on Twitter. I really hate that. The synopsis thing was a bit of a struggle. I know a lot of people were posting it and getting very excited about the synopsis. And, it's tough because some people don't want to read that. But it's just a synopsis. It's not really a spoiler. But it's not a spoiler to me, but it might be a spoiler to you. I don't know. So we try to treat everything with delicate hands as far as spoilers are concerned. So even if we do talk about spoilers here on YouTube, we'll clearly define, when spoilers are going to occur. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Oh yeah, so Genozoic Artist said Sam Neill is there. He commented on the cold. Did he? I feel like I saw that, but it just kind of escaped my mind. Oh, okay. LOL, men. Ramon. Peace out, dude. Jurassic's Edge. Jurassic World movies have become comedies instead of horror and thriller films. Okay. That's what you think. I mean, they're definitely not, but um yeah, this I just noticing. You guys got to let me know when this is happening. Okay. I'm going to report there's a lot of crazy commenters here tonight, so apologies. So I got to report a bunch of people here and get rid of people. So that's fun. I need like somebody to moderate this while I'm doing it. Yeah, this is hilarious. Anyway, Josh Putman says, since we're talking about toys, what is the rarest, most valuable Jurassic Park toys you have? I mean, I don't really. I mean, they're not really. It's just like, you know, toys. They're not really anything all that rare or valuable. You know, we just got like a red Rex and like a bull T-Rex, but that's about it, you know? So I don't know. Even things that I don't have, you know, I guess if you're talking about like a prototype or something, maybe, but I don't have anything like that. Jurassic Souls. Big mood, Brad. This I don't know why this removing isn't working. I'm gonna have to put these people. Um, and Jurassic Edge is only kidding. Okay, thanks. Doesn't seem like it when you just write that stuff. uh, Going back to the toys, Rebel Alliance says the biggest surprise was the Troodon, especially the color scheme she was given. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting one because that one looks super cartoony, right? It just looks very cartoony, and I don't say that in a bad way. Um, it seems like they're kind of going this route where it's like, you know, we have our dinosaurs, and now we're gonna start separating, and we're gonna go, here's our more realistic ones, and here's our more cartoony ones, and I think, you know, that's gonna be that distinction between Camp Cretaceous and the main line. They'll probably, you know, they're still gonna be the same scale, but maybe that's a big maybe, um, because of that. What do you call it? The Bumpy. You know, Bumpy's out there in such an odd scale. I don't really know what's going on, and it's an attack pack, but like also giant, but huge, and also small. It's weird. So I don't really know what's going on with those things. So the Troodon, it's definitely one that kind of looks cartoony to me. So I feel like it's, you know, Camp Cretaceous-y. But yeah, I like that color scheme. I just wish we would get one that kind of resembles Genie from Jurassic World Live Tour. I think that would be incredible. I don't know why there's not more Genie merch. It's a real shame that we only got a plush from that show. So it's kind of a bummer. You know, I would love to see Mattel tackle Genie. So not like physically, because that would hurt the performer and mess up the costume, but like tackle the toy. Um, yeah, and that Jurassic Souls, that Kenner style Gallimimus repaint. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I really like that. And I'm surprised you guys know Aaron Beyer from the Jurassic Wire. No rhyme intended. But you know, he's a huge collector of the the galleys, and I don't know, for some reason he didn't really care about that one. So that's pretty interesting to me. Um, yeah, I love that one. And going back to Red Apple, thanks again, and I do apologize for my tone about Mattel. And you're right, I come from Matthew Brando. Matt, sorry, Matt. I come from Matt Brando's channel as one of his subs. Tried to reach out to Mattel once, it failed. Thanks again for the info. Yeah, you know, you know, I'm friends with Matt, and I know we have very distinctly different views on what Mattel's doing, and that's okay. You know, it's all good. But you know, I like that there's always people out there that are fighting for the better. You know, like we're all fighting for the best toys that we can get. As long as you're doing it in a you know, a decent way. You're not really attacking and stuff like that. Which, you know, I'm not saying you're doing whatsoever, but you know, there's a good way, there's a bad way, and I think, you know, if you go about that good way, we can see some change, the change that we want to see in these toys. That sounds really profound. You know, be the change you want to see in these toys. That was really dumb, but yeah, I don't know. And no, you don't have to apologize for your tone. That's silly. Um, but yeah, I think it's right. You know, like I said before, you can be furious about these toys. Um, yeah, you can be furious about them, and you can not like them. But there are people that do and are in love with these toys and love playing with them. The kids out there and love collecting them. So it's a mixed bag for people. Some people dislike them, some people really like them. I just happen to really like them. And as far as I don't know if you're still here or not. I think you said you had to go, Red Apple, but maybe you're watching this back. I know a lot of people, and like Matt as well, were kind of afraid that when the 6-inch line comes, the 4-inch line or the 3 3/4 inch line disappears. And that's not exactly the case. That's not really the case. And speaking directly with Mattel, it's not really that at all. And I flat out asked them on the show, is it the case that this 6-inch line is here instead of, the 3 3/4? And they're like, no, that's not the case. There will be more 3 3/4 inch coming in the future. But also you have to think about the fact that retailers don't want these things. So, and that's not the 6-inch fault, because the 6-inch isn't even in stores. So where are you getting those things? You gotta get them, like, they go from like Entertainment Earth to Amazon, and then from GameStop to Amazon, wherever. Like, they're just bouncing all over the place. Nobody really wants human toys, and that's kind of up and down some, different brands here, like Star Wars. It's kind of sad right now, the state of Star Wars toys. And being able to find 3 3/4 inch that you want, or being able to even see them made. They don't even make them. And then the Black Series, it's like, well, here's one, and then you don't get the others. So it's kind of a mixed bag. We're seeing human toys just on a decline in general. But as far as the creators go, the creators want them. The creators want to make the consumers happy, but it's the retailers that don't want them. So, think about that next time you reach out to Mattel and you say, like, I don't like you because you don't make humans. It's not really their fault. But we're getting up here. We just hit the hour mark, I believe. So Rowan's here. Hey, Rowan. I asked Jurassic Dave before if his voice has recovered from that, like, from being really high pitched. So I hope yours is recovering as well. So sometimes that high pitched voice can, like, really strain. So as long as it's good, give a call back sometime, and we'll hear your deep voice. Yeah. Yeah, and Genozoic Artist points out one of the flaws of the humans that we had already was the fact that there was 450 Owens on the shelf and nothing else. I like Owen. I like the character. I like the toys, but I don't like the volume of toys and the volume of Owen. Why is he on this? And this is the problem with Genozoic Artist. I think you were the one who brought it up before, right? About the stories and stuff like that. As long as he's on this package, we're not getting any stories, because they're selling him and they're selling Blue. They're not selling a news story. So it's annoying. I love the characters. I love them. I just wish we would see them sell them without them. They can sell these things without Owen on the packaging. Put Claire on there, even if you have to. But I think the fact that there are so many Owens, it could be that factor of, I want to buy humans, but I'm not going to buy them because you just put 450 Owens on the shelf. And whose fault is this? I don't know. Maybe the expectations were, incorrectly assumed, when when Mattel made these toys. Maybe the stores ordered too many, They're like, oh, Chris Pratt, they're going to sell a lot of those. And then they didn't. Or they did. They sold enough, but then they just back ordered too many. And now we're never going to sell any other toys ever again. Any other human toys ever again. So, yeah, I just, I wish I wish they would just say, Mattel or Owen is not the only character in this franchise, and again, this is not indicative of Mattel. This is really the branding coming down on Mattel and saying, look, we need to sell Jurassic World. It has to be Jurassic World. The logo is all over. And yes, of course, Jurassic World logo is going to be on this, but, it has to be from top down. You have to sell this movie and sell this franchise. And the way you're doing that is by Universal and their team saying to Mattel, Owen has to be everywhere. He is one of the most, the highest grossing, film stars right now. And, between Guardians, Avengers, and Jurassic and everything else, he's a huge seller. So I understand it. You get it. You guys all get it, right? You know why he's there, but like we get it too. We're like, yeah, we get it. We don't need him anymore. Like, I don't know. Is a picture of Chris Pratt helping sell these toys? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so, but I guess I can't assume what a kid is thinking as they walk through that aisle and they see his face there, but as a kid, when we were walking down the aisles, we saw Jurassic toys. We didn't see the face of Jeff Goldblum, it was about what the toy was, right? It was about how cool is this Dr. Alan Grant toy? He may just have a white shirt, a white t-shirt, and jeans, but he's the coolest figure I have. Like, right? Like I don't know about you guys, but that white shirt Grant was always one of my favorites. And there's nothing special about it. He's just literally just wearing a white shirt. It's just not the shirt we saw in the movie. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be screen accurate. That toy says that exactly. So you just need to sell them on the story of it all. And just changing the shirt is making me think like, oh my God, when did he where did he get this shirt from? It's so simple, but it's fun, and it creates it creates a need for me to buy a toy when he's got even a different shirt on. So I think we need to stray away from which B Vito, I saw you wrote IP. We need to stray away from the IP itself and get into the toy. And if it was up to Mattel, you would see this. This would definitely be everything that they're releasing. They are very keyed in on what we want to see. So don't think that they're a very like disenfranchised group of people that are creating these toys. They know what we want. And it's it's just kind of a top-down thing. Like, they just have to sell it with Chris Pratt's face. And maybe it's in his contract. It could be in his film contract that my face has to be on every one of these boxes. So yeah, I don't know. I saw somebody mention Camp Cretaceous. I feel like somebody mentioned that a while back. Let me go back up here. All right, there it was. Yeah, Genozoic Artist brought up Camp Cretaceous being that story to help sell the toys, and a unique story. I mean, I don't know. I think whatever we get for Camp Cretaceous will just be, whatever Camp Cretaceous is. So you're going to see the dinosaurs from that show. I don't know if you're going to see the characters. It doesn't seem like we're getting the humans, but who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're probably coming to an end here, guys. I had a good time. This has been fun. This has been fun. Thank you so much. Camp Cretaceous is supposed to come out this fall-ish, summer-ish. It says August. So, late August maybe, early August. I don't know. I guess maybe. When does fall start, guys? I don't know. But yeah, August. That's all I know. So yeah, I'm excited for those toys. I think they're gonna look really good in the packaging. I think I just have a good feeling about it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't necessarily love these ones, but I'm very interested to see what's going on with the Camp Cretaceous stuff. And one of the things I was going to talk about tonight, but I decided it was maybe, sorry, I'm hitting the mic. It was meant for a bigger topic. One thing I do want to discuss with you guys is the logos of Jurassic. And I think a logo for Camp Cretaceous could be an interesting topic. So save that for next time, maybe next time. I'll try to, get all the stuff together that I need for that. It's kind of like a lot. I kind of needed a lot of imagery and discussion points and stuff. So I'll get that ready for you guys. Maybe next time we'll talk about the logos. But yeah, this has been fun. This has been a good one. I typically try to come with, a bunch of topics to talk with you guys. But I guess we really only talk. Well, we did talk a little bit about Jurassic World Dominion. We did talk about that thanks to Jurassic Souls. And I feel like that was like the only topic outside of toys. So thank you for that. And for the super chat. So it's been fun, but the toys are awesome. I like the toys. I love the toys. We did talk a little bit about games. But yeah, it's been fun, guys. So please, I know everybody was telling me to shut up about the podcast before, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Go listen to episode 223. It's the Jurassic Mailbag, and you can hear several of our friends here in the chat with high-pitched voices in that episode. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to... Actually, I'll try to fix that. I'm going to try to look into that right now. See what's going on. Why did that happen? But go listen to the Jurassic Mailbag, where we talked all about Jurassic World Dominion and all our thoughts and ideas. So it's been fun, guys. But make sure to go to JurassicParkPodcast.com to find... all of our articles, our episode show notes, videos, whatever else we got going on over there. There hasn't been a lot recently. It's been kind of on a lull, but we'll get back into it. But please go follow us on our podcast services, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go listen on there. And here on YouTube, please, I hope you guys are all subscribed. I love doing these with you, so make sure to hit the subscribe, notifications, do all those things so you know when we're going live, which is pretty much every Wednesday night around 9 to 10 o'clock. I know it's late, but thank you guys for tuning in with me. It's been so much fun. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys all next time. Enjoy.